Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this call. It's Monday evening, the 19th of September, and it's time for us to do crypto talk. And sorry, we've been away for 2 weeks. I had the privilege of spending some time in Kruger, and what an amazing time. It is a place to go and rest. If you ever need a rest, I'll recommend Kruger any day, as long as you take me with. And so we are back. Welcome to this call tonight. And tonight we have a topic that says, Bitcoin, is this a new start? Because we see all kinds of different things, people saying all kinds of different things with regards to Bitcoin and regards to where we're going with Bitcoin. And we just wanted tonight to come and have a little bit of a different angle onto this whole Bitcoin story with where we're at, because people disappear. When the markets are tough, people disappear. But I have to agree with Jason. This is the time that you have to learn how to make money when the market turns. And what we will discuss tonight, is this a new beginning? That means a new start. Is this a new start? Is this an opportunity for us to get into the market, to go and make a difference? And I have a whole host of people around me here tonight to contribute. As you know, that I will not be able to do this, and I will introduce them quickly and then we will start with them. But allow me to just get every one of them on first, and every one of them to just say hello to you. And then after they said hello, we will come back to Jason to start the meeting for the evening. And let me go and start with Smith and say, we have a young gun in the room. The young gun is in an area where there's no electricity currently. So he's got enough signal and signal strength to talk to us, but he cannot show his face tonight. Ladies, I know this is a huge letdown. You only hear to see Phip Smith, and now you're only going to hear him. He's got a TV face, but fortunately for us, he's got a radio voice as well. But tonight, ladies and gentlemen, you'll have to be happy with his radio voice. Phip Smith, just say hello to the team quickly.
Hello guys. Yeah, sorry for this inconvenience. I usually make a joke and say I have a really beautiful face for a radio guy, but anyways, now it is this time. And good evening, guys. Welcome.
Cool. Thank you, Phip Smith. And yes, our next person, and thank you, Marius, for allowing the people in while I'm talking nonsense. And the next person that we will introduce and ask to just say hello to you tonight is the wealth coach, none other than Marius Adams himself. Marius.
O'Neill, great to be here. I think we're going to have a great evening, and we had a great rest. And yeah, let's see how the evening is going to roll out.
Cool. Thank you, Marius. We appreciate that. And a drum roll announcement, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, our subject matter expert on crypto trading at the Crypto School, none other than Opa, Jason Ashington. Welcome, Opa.
Thanks, Donnie, for that introduction. Yeah, I feel like an Opa. I've been in crypto now for the last 6 years. Maybe that's deemed as well. But I'm very excited. I'm excited. The reason why I'm excited is that, prices are coming down. And we know that prices will go up again one of these days. One of these days could be a couple of months. But nonetheless, there's been a lot of people that have joined the community, the crypto community, that haven't had the privilege to buying crypto at low prices. And with these prices that are dropping every day or every week seems to go low. And that's going to present a good opportunity once it bottoms out for people to be able to get in crypto and be able to buy Bitcoin below 20,000 again, maybe even below 10,000 again. And if you think about 8 months ago when we were at 68,000, people were saying at the time, if only I'd bought Bitcoin at $20,000, if only I had bought it then, I would have been so much better off right now. We're at 20,000. Now people are very scared to buy. But nonetheless, what we'll do tonight is just go back and look at history. What they say is that history doesn't repeat itself, but it normally rhymes. So we'll go back and look at a bit of history, more specifically at Bitcoin, and just have a look at those bear markets that we've had previously and just see what actually transpired there and try and compare it to where we are now. Thanks, Donnie.
Jason, thank you very much. Can I just quickly share screen here on my side and say, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to just go to altcoin trader. For those of you who don't look at the market, it's just not that, okay. But for those of you who are on altcoin trader, who's got ethereum, a lot of people in our community asked about what will happen about the ETH proof of work coins. And today, this morning, altcoin trader has posted, and they previously posted on the 8th of September and said we will support the fork. And if there's value in the coins to have, the airdrop coins, we will allocate them to you. And it sounds as if there is value according to altcoin trader. In any case, today they've came out, this morning they came out with the news that the ETHW coins will be airdropped into your wallet by tomorrow. The news on altcoin trader, and I think, Jason, that's part of the big news, that we knew that we were on our way to this big news, this big thing happening in crypto. Since what? I mean, there's not a lot of stuff that Trump, what happened with Ethereum last week, Thursday, there's not a lot of stuff in the market that Trump of big events. But we knew you have to buy on the news and sell at the event. But this time around, we wanted to keep the Ethereum, because if there were proof of work Ethereum coins issued, we wanted to cash in on that. And the market actually started dropping before that fork happened, before that fork merge happened. My apology, wrong word. Before the merge happened. And but I just wanted to add that tonight to say, yes, we are aware of that. We are looking at it. I have seen my ETHW coins on my MetaMask wallet. I have added them. You had to go activate them. It's a whole new network, mainnet, that you open, that you create. And I have created that because I had ETH in my MetaMask wallet, and I did receive my ETHW coins. On none of my other wallets have I received that yet. And I know that Binance said they will support it as well, but I have not seen it on Binance yet. And I just wanted to share that altcoin trader news with you tonight, that they will airdrop it tomorrow. Thank you for that, for allowing me that time, Jason. But Jason, take us to the markets and just discuss with us what you want to talk to us about tonight, with going and looking back at where we were. It feels like we're in 2018 again. I can remember the kicks in the nut that I had in 2018 more than once. And I feel like that again this year. Jason, please do what you do best.
Yeah, before we get there, Donnie, I think two things that come out of Ethereum merge last week was, the first one was that we've moved from proof of work, where what we mean by that is miners had to actually mine to create the coin, to now proof of stake. So the staking so there's something that's happened in the sense that with proof of work, coins get created, and that's obviously inflationary because the coin count increases on an ongoing basis. But now it's proof of stake, and now they actually start burning coins. So it's now become a deflationary coin. So the circulating number now decreases on a continual basis. That's the first thing. The other thing is that the institutions have got a box to tick, and that box talks about the greenhouse effect, about the mining effect, and how, and what it does to the environment. Now, because of the move to proof of stake, is another box that can be ticked there next to Ethereum. And those two things really stood out for me, Donnie.
So I 100% agree with you. And the key is, everyone is now, that environmental friendly thing is moved out of the way for Ethereum once and for all.
Yep. So the last crypto talk, I think it was the 29th of August, somewhere around there. And we were at 19,600 roughly, around about 19,600, 19,700. And what had happened at that stage is that from the middle of June, we had been in a rising channel, and we had just broken to the downside below that orange support line on the 26th of August. And we continued sideways, then we then dropped down to 1877. We went up to retest the break to the downside, this orange line there. We actually broke through for a day or so, and they got rejected and came all the way back down. And you can see we are currently now at 1894, and we have managed to find a support here once again at 18778. So that is what's happened in the last 3 weeks, pretty much sideways, a little bit down at the moment. We go and look at crypto bubbles for the month. I'm not looking at the week now, and I'm looking at the top 100 coins. So this is over 4 weeks. Unfortunately, I can't make it 3 weeks, but we can see there's been 6 or 7 green, 8 green coins here that have done very well. The lunars. So it started with Luna C. They brought out this Luna, what it was, I think it was original Luna that went to zero, and they're trying to revive it now. And there's a burn tax that they implemented a couple of days ago, and to make it deflationary. And this actually started pushing up the coin, and we went, I think in the space of 2 or 3 weeks, we went 4x there. And then the whales dumped Luna C and they started pushing Luna. And the degens, the retail jumped from Luna C into Luna, and they pushed Luna up a couple of days after that. So it's amazing to see how those two coins have gone up in the last couple of weeks. Cosmos, a lot of news around it, up 42%, Ravencoin 37%. That was because Ravencoin is because of the talk of what are those Ethereum miners going to do now with their equipment? What coins are they actually going to mine? And there has been 2 or 3 coins that they've put onto the table. One of them, Donnie alluded to, was called the Ethereum W coin. The other one was Ravencoin, then Ethereum Classic, and I think there was a Uni also spoke around. So Raven's gone up quite a bit. Chili's, bit of news around Chili's, 34-ton coin. I don't know too much about this coin, 32% up. We've got Cake 14%. So not a little too much in the green yet. I would say maybe 85% red. If we go to Binance in the last month, a lot more greens. This coin here, PHB, Phoenix Global, it was only launched, I think about 3 weeks ago. 3 or 4 weeks ago, and it's gone up 10x. And then we've got some other smaller coins that have done very well. And this VRB, Vibrate, I've been trading that coin. I should have held it from 2 weeks ago. It's gone up in the last 2 weeks, done a 10x there. And then QLC, and there's a few other coins there, and then KuCoin, similar picture. So majority still red, unfortunately, and then we've got a bit of green here and there. So this sort of sideways action drop has been based off what's happening with the US stock markets. And the US stock markets have been dropping since the beginning of the year. If we just go and look on the weekly, we've been dropping since January, up and down, not in one straight line. And over the last 3 weeks, it has been really, we were here at about 4,000, and we came down, went up, came down. So there's a whole lot of uncertainty in the market. You can see this up and down sideways action here, uncertainty. And now we find ourselves at 3,850. Unfortunately, we've broken this white daily trend line here last week to the downside, which is not pointing to a good picture here. And we've got an FOMC meeting starting tomorrow with the interest rate hike news coming out on Wednesday. But before we get there, the drivers of the stock market are 2 things. The 10-year yield is a chart that we look at, and the 10-year yield has been going up since the beginning of, it's been going up for quite a while now, but it really has started to spike up since the interest rate started increasing in the States. And you can see from August this year to now, how we've gone up in this channel, and we're still going up and up the 10-year yield, which is not good. We want this 10-year yield to stabilize and not spike up like we've seen here on a couple of these days here where it's been spiking up, which is not good for the market. And then the DXY is the strength of the US dollar against a basket of other fiat coins. And you can see how the DXY has been also, let me just go to the daily, it's also been going up at the same time due to the interest rate hike. And we now been going sideways for 2 or 3 weeks at the moment, but it's still very high. So we want this DXY to start trending down. So these are 2 of the drivers of the stock market, and the stock market is the indicator, leading indicator for the crypto market. And you can see we've been trending down now. for a month or so. Yeah, for a month or so, and we've broken that daily support line, which is not good. And we're now currently on major support. We don't want to lose this area that we're in now. You can see there's been major support previously. We don't want to lose this area. The concern that we've got is that we could come up here after the news and do a bearish retest and come down again. That is possible. We have to wait and see once we get up into this area here of 3950, what it's going to do. Is it going to go break back into the structure again, or is it going to get rejected back to the downside? We've got the June low. That's over there. We've got the 200 moving average on the weekly. And then we got March 2020 high for 3391. So we've got a whole lot of support below this number. They can still act as support. So there is a lot of uncertainty right now, and September has always been generally a bad month for trading in both stock market and in the crypto market. So that's what it looks like as far as Bitcoin is concerned. If we go to Ethereum and we have a look at Ethereum, same picture as Bitcoin, been in this channel since October, November last year, trending down level by level. This was June. We went up again in June, and we have broken this orange line here on the 15th of September. And we also created a head and shoulders pattern here over since the middle of July. And unfortunately, we broke into the downside there on Friday. We went up on Saturday to retest that neckline. We got rejected and we've come back down again. So what the traders normally do is they normally take head and shoulders, they take a height of the head and they do a measurement based off that to see what the downside target will be. And if we quickly do that, we can measure from the break to the downside at the neckline, and that takes us to 800 as a sort of target. If we do go down to that level, it won't be a straight line. It'll be up and down if we ever get down to that level. But that is a basic target that we could actually go to. If we go into smaller time frames here, we can see that today we dropped with Ethereum and we came down to the 200 moving average on the weekly. And you can see that we came and touched that area is acting as major support at the moment. If we do break that, then unfortunately we go down to low levels of 1211 below that and 1000, and then to the June lows down at 888 roughly. Yeah, 883 was the low here. So there's a good chance that we come and reset there. If we have a look at Ethereum against Bitcoin chart, and from the June low, we were down at 0.05 to the Bitcoin. So if you take the Bitcoin price at that stage times by 0.05, you would have got the Ethereum price. But you can see from the beginning, from the middle of June, Ethereum started gaining strength versus until the 8th of September, where we got up to 0.085 to a Bitcoin. It then rejected there, and we've been in a downtrend. We had this daily support line that we broke here on the 15th, and we've come down now and we've found support at the 0.007 level. So I would say, if we just go and look at a bit of history, what would the happy medium be for this ratio? I would say at 0.064, I would say would be the happy medium, down to 0.06. So yeah, definitely more downside expected for Ethereum versus Bitcoin down to these sort of levels down the bottom here. I didn't show you targets if we do drop this level on Bitcoin. If we drop this current level of 18,778, the next level of support is at 17,617, and that is from the low that we had here in June. So that is there, and this level is quite a strong level, support level, because if we go to look here in December 2020, we can see that this area where we are now was actually has a bit of resistance. And if we even go further to that, to 2017, January 2018, you can see that this level here, there was support here at 17,200. So 17,200 up to 17,600, there is strong support in this area here. So we're holding that, hoping that the area will hold support going forward. If we just go and look at some other charts here, the total market cap is currently at 884 billion. And we can see today, this morning we came down here to 861, and we've gone up to retest 900 billion. We unfortunately got rejected there. And you can see we started to trend down again. So that's acted as resistance to the upside. Next support is 850 billion. And I think that's, yeah, there's numbers lower that come from June this year at 762, 785. So some other support here. Then we've got another level here at 700 below that. Total 2, which excludes Bitcoin, similar picture. We have come up, got rejected at 533 billion and seem to be now trending down there. All these charts, we're acting in these white channels, and these white channels come back right from, this is a massive white channel that comes from November last year. And these falling channels are normally bullish. When they normally break to the upside. There's a 68% chance for break to the upside, but there's also a 32% drop to the downside. So long as you're in this channel, it can carry on trending down. And then total 3, which excludes Bitcoin and excludes Ethereum, similar picture, white channel trending down. The Bitcoin dominance has come down quite a bit, and that is because of the news around Ethereum. It has been dropping now since the middle of June when crypto turned around. And you can see how we came all the way down to 39%, found support there, and we now seem to be trending up again. And that is now the same as what we saw in that Bitcoin Ethereum chart, where Bitcoin is now outperforming Ethereum. And we can see that the Bitcoin dominance is now starting to move up there. Okay, the USDT chart is quite interesting. So from the 11th of June, we dropped where cash came out of stable coins like USDT into the trading market. So the dominance started dropping. We found support here in the middle of August, broke through this white line to the upside, and now we were against this other previous daily support line, which has now turned resistance. And you can see we've tested this line now 1, 2, this is the 3rd time. And if you keep on pushing against a line, there's a good chance that we'll eventually break through. But you can see we've been rejected here in the last 8 hours. But we need to keep an eye on this. If we break through this is not going to be good. There's going to be more downside. But if we get rejected here once again, start trending down, that's going to be good for the trading market. And then, so as far as other commodities are concerned, oil is still acting between $90 and $100. This morning it came down to 90. You can see we're pushing up again, 92. Silver still trending down. Gold still trending down. And then the commodity index that I showed this morning had broken to the downside and has been in this uptrend here since May 2020. So the COVID drop here, we have got a weekly support line, this orange line, and we've broken to the downside. So I don't know how far we're going to go with this commodity index, but it's showing us that the commodity prices are dropping. We've got a bit of de-inflation here in these commodities. Okay, that is just an overview around the markets. I don't know if Smith wants to come up quickly, and then I'll just go through a bit of history in Bitcoin.
Oh, yes. Thank you, Jason. And the key is that we're busy looking into the market, because tonight we would like to find an answer for the Bitcoin bottom. Is this a new start? And that's just my tongue in cheek when I spoke to Jason about tonight's program. And everyone is looking at where the bottom is. And I said, but maybe this is now a new start for Bitcoin. And Phip Smith, I know that you have one or two things you would like to say about that. But any comments on Jason?
I always enjoy Jason's shot. He's the Opa here, so I can't compete with him. He's always the best. I can't say anything, but well done.
Cool. Thank you, Phip Smith. We'll get back to you because you have your own stuff that you've gone and found with regards to the Bitcoin, where we are in the market. But before we go there, let's go back to Jason. And Jason, please tell us the inevitable now, man.
Yeah, thanks. We were just having a discussion earlier about the amount of people that we see, not just on our Zoom calls, but people attending these YouTube channels and that, how so many people have actually dropped off and lost interest because there's no money to be made. And that is very sad, because there's a saying that says the money is made in the bear market. And that is so true. It's so true in the sense that if you manage to buy property in the bear market, you'll be well rewarded once that market goes up. But you need to know where to buy. If you go to look at coin market cap at the moment, there's 21,000 coins. You know, the person that comes into crypto now, how does he know where he's going to buy? 21,000 coins. So you have to educate yourself to know what projects to get into once we see this market starting to create a bottom. But before we get there, I just want to go back and look a bit of history and just have a look at Bitcoin on the BLX chart. And what I'm going to focus on, not just really at price, I'm focusing on highs to lows, how long it took it to get there, and compare it to where we are now. So I've gone back to June 2011, where we saw the first sort of spike in Bitcoin. And these are not necessarily the cycle possible highs. I've just found highs and I've compared it to the lows and just counted sort of how many days we're looking at and just doing a comparison based on that. So there was June 2011 high to a bottom around in November 2011. And if we take the ruler and just measure, that is roughly, 163 days. We then carried on trending, and then we got the next sort of high here, massive high, and you can see how it went from, when was that? The end of December 2012, and wow, this thing really sparked up. Bitcoin went, that was April 2013. So we went to a high there, and then a low. After that was here in July 2013. So we had 163 days. Now we got 87 days. That was in 2013. And then we had another bull run here. That was in November 2013. And we went, if only we were around in those days, Donnie.
Yeah.
I think I need to go to the 3-day chart here. So I think we created a low here.
July. What was in July, wasn't it?
It was in January 2015. So we've seen the 163 and 87.
Yeah, but remember you now on, okay, 409 days.
409 days. So that's over a year between November 2013 and January 2015. That was over a year. And we now gone to December 2017. And we come here to December 2018. and that should have been 360 days, so that's a year. So we had 409, 360 days. And currently where we are now sitting at, this is now the 9th month, and 317 days.
So the baby can be born.
So we've seen a 409 day before, and we're only on 317 days. And unfortunately, people are now saying crypto doesn't work. This market will never go up again. But if we go look at history, history, as I said, doesn't repeat it, it rhymes. What happens after these events where we've seen market come down, it eventually goes up. Look how the market is, look what it looks like then. If we go back and look at 2013, look at 2013, looks massive bull run, and we just now bring it down now. 2013 is a straight line for us. So we are still trending up here. We're still trending up, and yet, unfortunately, people have given up. And that is sad. These are the times that we need to be preparing for once this market bottoms out, and we need to know what coins we're going to get into so we can benefit from the bottom out to the run up. So I'm just saying here, Donnie, is that this is not the worst case that we've ever seen before. We've seen longer periods of bear market, of a crypto winter, and there's a possibility that we carry on trending down here, a very strong possibility. That is one aspect. So the other aspect was, if we go back and look at these bull runs, and I'm not going to go to every single one, I can use December 2017 as an example, where we had a high year of 19,400 and we came down to a low, and that was an 84% drop. And if we take the high that we had in November of 68,800 and take down 84% there. So the target here is 10,800, and the 84% is repeated cycle after cycle. You can go back in history and look at it. It's either between 84, it's between 84 and 86%. So there's a good chance that we still got downside, and there's a good chance that we come down to this 10,800 level as a target based on what we've seen in history here. And that will present us to get into Bitcoin at a very good price. It's a price that we were wishing that we were in when we were in November last year. And that is just Bitcoin. If we go and look at Ethereum and look and do the same numbers based on 2017, we can see that this was the low year in December 2018. That is about a 94% drop. What is that? 94% drop. And history tells us the same thing for altcoins. Majority of them dropped between 86 and 95%. Ethereum dropped 94%. It went down to all the way down to $86. So if we use that same ruler and take it from the high in November last year and take down 94%, there's a good chance we could come down to about $270 for Ethereum. That is not to scare you, that is to show you the opportunity that we have presenting ourselves. And the reason why I'm showing you Ethereum, because Ethereum, I believe, and a lot of other investors and clever people believe, is going to outperform Bitcoin in the next bull run. And I think Ethereum, we need to look at very carefully as being one of those coins that we invest in once the prices come down to these lower levels here. So, Donnie, if we look back at history, doesn't repeat, it rhymes. And we can see very clearly on the BLX chart here. And let me just go here, the BLX chart. This is not the worst case scenario that we've seen. There has been longer periods where there's been a crypto winter, but we recover from the bottom and we start trending up to higher highs off those lows. And I would say we're in exactly the same sort of situation again. There is a possibility of another black swan event based off the debt bubble. There could be another debt bubble that implodes here that could send us even lower, but who knows, that's going to actually take place. But because we're still in the bear market and we look back in history, I'll put those numbers on the table there of what we've seen previously with Bitcoin of 84% to 86% and the altcoins between sort of 86 and 95%. And that gives us opportunity to buy in at those levels again, anticipation of a next run to the upside again based off that. I don't know if you want to add anything there.
No, I concur. I 100% agree with your assessment there.
Excellent. I don't know if Fib Smith wants to now add anything.
Yeah, I can go if Donnie lets me.
You go, young man.
Can I share what I wanted to share?
Go.
Awesome, guys. So first of all, and now I'm speaking without my camera, I know. But first of all, yes, so I'm fascinated about stuff like that Jason showed you, and I love it to go back into the market and go and play around with what's happening and stuff. And wait, let me just share my screen, and I'm going to show again. I'm probably going to share this every time, and I'm going to show you guys this, and I'm going to keep my orders there. Bitcoin, no matter what, my orders are still at that. I had these orders in there from, I don't know, before this job, and my buy got filled, and we went just above that buy area there on Bitcoin at 18,600. And I'm gonna leave my orders there. That was my orders there at 14,000 and at 11,000. I'm gonna leave that orders there. And I know, and like Jason shared the other day, we can even go to 8,000 and even 3,000, and that would be crazy. But I just want to share that I'm gonna share some stuff now. Actually quite bullish, and you guys know, and Umdani, I'm always bearish. I like the last, basically every time I'm always bearish. It's bullish for me. But I'm gonna share some stuff, and there's one thing that actually makes sense, and most of the people actually say we're going to 10K and even below 10K. And I'm one of them. I want to, not exactly 10K, I want my orders there to be filled at 14 and 11. And if the most of the people think something, the market does the other thing. Look at what that plan B did. I really believe the market makers, they made as if that guy was so smart, and every time the market went to 30K and whatever he predicted, they let it happen. And then when everybody knew we're going to 100K, they dropped it, and then everybody got wrecked. So just saying why this can be a possibility. So again, I'm leaving my orders there, and on Ethereum, my orders are still there. Oh, sorry, it's a bit busy, but that order was 3% from getting filled at 850, and then that order is still. So let's go to what I wanted to share. Okay, first. Okay, this is actually the green one is a 50 moving average, and the red one is, I think, the 100. The red one is the 100 moving average, and on the BLX chart, and this is really cool. So you can see here, the first time the red crossed above the green, you can see there the bottom was already in. Boom, that was from the high from 2013. Then the low was already in after that thing crossed. And then the second, when it crossed, and then the second time the bull market was on. Okay, so I'm going to quickly run through this because you guys have already got info from charts. Now we are here at the 2017 high. You can see there, boom, 2 low. By the second time, it was gone just after that. But you can see there, it didn't make a low. And now, look where we are at now, getting that crosses. So if it is the same as what happened here, then that would mean that the low is already in, that low there, because we already have that cross. So that is really cool. like I said, I don't want you guys to be super bullish. Don't follow this for any advice. This is not financial advice. I still have my orders in lower. I still want Bitcoin to go that low, but that is my orders. Okay, and now I quickly want to go to another thing, and this was really fascinating, and it might be not so bullish or whatever you want to, just listen. Okay, so if you go into this chart, so this is also a BLX chart, and this is really cool. And it might be the same, it might not, but it happened 4 times, all 4 times, and it happened exactly. So this is on the logarithmic scale, and I just took that low there. You can see that all-time low there. And that was in 2010 till the all-time high. That was 318,000%. Now, what is cool is from that 318%, and I saw this from a guy on YouTube. I can't remember his name, but you take that 318%. That's not 800, and you divide that by 5.3. And you get that number, 6,150. So now, let me just add the next box. 60,000%. Sorry guys, sorry. Let me just show my calculator again. Where's my calculator? So 318,800. That is percentage, right? Divided by 5.3. That is 60,150%. And you can see that from that low to that all-time high is almost 60,000%. Okay, so if you take that 58,000, because then it's almost 60,000. If you take that 58,000 and you divide that by 5.3, every time you divide it by 5.3, you get 10,900. Okay, if you add the next one, boom, look at that. 11,900, almost exactly the same. Okay, so if you take that 11,960 divided by 5.3, you get 2,250%. And if you take that one, you can see there, from that low to that high, that was 2,020%. That is almost exactly the same numbers every single time. Now you can do with that what you want, and if you think the low is in now, and that is a big question, and this is actually not so bullish, guys. This was the first ever that I saw talk about this, and if you would that do, for instance, 2,020% by 5.3, then that the next from the, and that would only take us to $67,000, which isn't so bullish, guys. But this is really interesting, and it happened every single time. So I gave you a really bullish view and then something just to to humble us. But this was really exciting for me when I was like really overwhelmed to see how this works. But guys, yeah, you can make with this what you want. I'm always going to be bullish about crypto, and I really enjoy what Jason says about Ethereum with this cycle maybe outperforming Bitcoin, and it really makes sense. It really makes sense. So yeah, I don't know, Jason, if you want to, I don't know what the word is, but if you want to say something about that and what you think about that, it's cool. And
Cool. Thank you, Phip Smith. Jason, comments?
No, I saw Smith, he sent me that video last night showing me those numbers there. It's quite incredible how they've actually worked out. And as I say, the history, it doesn't repeat, it just rhymes over and over again. I don't know if Marius wants to say anything before come back to me.
Marius, jump in.
Yeah, thank you. No, Phip, that was impressive. And I always say we are in here for the long run. And while I'm listening to these two clever colleagues of mine, there's just one word that came up with me is your personal strategy. So if your personal strategy is not working at this stage, maybe it's time to revise it. Maybe it's time to look at the new strategy, look at other ways of growing your portfolio. And that is what we are in here in the community. And in our morning talks, we can get so much tips and of helping and assisting each other. Yeah, Jason, thank you.
Thanks, Marius. And the theme of tonight was, is this a new start for Bitcoin? It absolutely is. Even though that we haven't hit a low yet, this is a new start. This is the time for being preparing. And I want to use an example here from December 2018. And we know that in December 2018 was a cycle low off the 2017 bull run. We came and hit a low year in Bitcoin it was 17th of December 2018 of $3,100. That was a low. Now, with blockchain technology, it's transparent. You can see people's wallets. You don't know who they belong to. And I was very fascinating when I came across this. And this is on a website called bitinfocharts.com, where you can see the rankings of the most richest wallet to the smallest wallet. And in that time of December 2018, this whale did his homework beforehand. He didn't wake up in the middle of December 2018 and decide to spend $1 billion on Bitcoin in that month. And if we just look at these wallet addresses here, from 163, and he's got a lot more further up. I'll show it to you now, but I just want to show you this number here. 8,000 Bitcoin, and the date, let me go down here. Sorry, it starts over here. It starts at 166. The date here is the 6th of December 2018. That low there. See that? 166. 8,000 Bitcoin in that wallet. And that same number with that same date goes all the way down to 191, all with 8,000 Bitcoin. And if you take a calculator and work out how much he spent in December 2000, it came to about $1 billion. And if we go up here, there's you can see some wallets with the same date where it started, but with a bit more Bitcoin now. He's added some more Bitcoin to it. But this whale spent $1 billion in that month at that low. So what I'm saying here, if the whales prepare themselves for the low, shouldn't we be doing the same thing? It's unfortunate that retail and the rest of the markets only starts getting into crypto once that Bitcoin price goes now above 10,000. For example, that happened in 2019. And by that time, it's too late if you want to get the maximum of the gains. So we got this opportunity once again, and it's going to come to us, and we need to be prepared. So that's what I want to share with you tonight.
Cool. Thank you, Jason. And ladies and gentlemen, I think that was an amazing session for the evening. And thank you to all our contributors tonight. Last words from you, Phip Smith.
Yeah, guys, again, this was a lot of info, but stay strong in this market. There's a lot of people really emotional, and even with the normal guys out there's a lot of people that want to suicide and stuff like that. Keep it up, guys. We are almost through this. You can't get Bitcoin this cheap. This is so cheap. Anyways, I'm not going to speak alone. But thanks, Jason. Thanks from Donnie. Thanks, Marius. And thank you guys for listening.
Thanks, Phip Smith. With all the technology problems that you have with electricity and all that, you've still been on the call, even though without your video, although that's your biggest asset. But tonight we've seen your biggest asset in action, and that was not your face, but actually your calculator work. So thank you, Phip Smith, for your contribution tonight. Marius, last words from you.
Yes, Daniel, no, thank you. All I can say is we are in for the long run. And Jason and Phip Smith, thank you for your contribution.
Cool. Thank you, Marius, for participating tonight. And Jason, last words from you.
Yep, absolutely, Donnie. They say after night it becomes day, after darkness becomes sun again. So we just need to get through this winter, and good days will come again. And those days will come.
Cool. I like that. Tonight, when we started the session, remember, we said to you that Bitcoin, is this the new start? And I think we've answered the question. Thank you for the team. Thank you for everyone that joined us on the call tonight. I think it was very informative. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. We bless you and we send you back home into your charts with green candles for this week. Have a good one. Blessings. Bye-bye.